Hello everyone, Xander Gaming coming at y'all with another video, and we are doing another Demonslayer deck profile video for the Volume 2 set. And I am so excited to say that you can finally build a fully fleshed out Rengoku deck if you want to. In this particular build of my Rengoku deck, I love Tengen. He's also one of my other favorite Hashira, and I think that my Tengen Usui kind of deck is going to just become a Tengen Usui slash Rengoku deck, because I do think that Rengoku is very, very strong now in what he can do and a lot of the removal and just consistency he has. And it's just such an impactful card that I think the cards for Rengoku kind of fill out a deck a little bit better than the Tengen deck. But I do love Tengen a lot. So this is like a Rengoku slash Tengen deck, even though the Tengen package is very small, because luckily enough for us, I think we don't need that many cards to run a very successful Tengen package. Because getting into the Tengen Usui, if you don't remember what he does, he says when played, he gains double attack until the end of the turn, which is great and is really the only part that matters in this deck. The other part does matter a little bit. It says activate main once per turn all of the Tengen Wives in disguise. If any cards on your field gain 500 BP until the end of the turn, which is relevant because we do run a couple of those cards. But the main thing about this Tengen is that he's a 4-drop with double attack. So powerful. One of the disguise cards we do run is 2 of the Noko here, which is also treated as a Nosuke, 3 energy, 1 action point, 3000 BP double energy generator, and he is an active trigger in life. We're running 2 of these because we do have some high cost cards in the deck. I do want to run over the Tengen package first before I go through the Rengoku cards. I'm running 2 of the new Tengen Usui, which has Step. And then during your turn, if you have a combined total of 3 or more Tengen's Wives or Disguise Affinity cards in your field, it gains 1000 BP. So really, really hard in this particular deck to get this character to beat the 1000 BP, because we do run 2 of the Suma as a slight package for the Tengen's Wives. This is just a generic 0-drop. 2000 BP active trigger in life. You would need this particular card and the Inoko. 3 of these on the field combined to be able to make him go up 1000. But the main reason to run this Tengen is because it's a 2-drop, 3000 BP with Step, right? So he does give us an early blocker and early damage, and then we move him back when we need to be able to have that 5 and 6 coveted energy to play our Rengokus. Going down the line, we do run 4 of the 0-drop Tengens, and like I said before, 2 of the Sumas. So that gives us just a small package to play the Tengen, which we have, 6 Tengens to be able to raid our Tengen, and then 4 other cards to supplement that Tengen package, which I don't think is bad for how much that double attacker really can do in a game. And then the Inoko just kind of helps us round out our energy, which we needed another double energy generator anyways. Now, getting into the Rengokus, let's touch on the new guy himself. This card is insane. Maybe the best card from the entire set, if you were to ask me. I really think it is that powerful of a card. Let's see if I zoom this in a little more to see. Well, that's not really making it any better. There we go. Maybe that's better. You guys can see a little. Yeah, that's a little bit better. All right, what does he do? 6 energy, 1 action point. Generates you with energy. You can rate it in life. So you do want to have 6 energy when you're passing turns. That way sometimes you can play this guy down during your opponent's turn. The best part about this card, 4,500 plus BP. So he stays at 45 for a 6-drop, which is so important, because now you can block out all of your opponent's 4K bodies on the board, which is very, very important. And this is a very subtle effect on the card, not effect, but just stat on the card that really shows his value, because a 4,500 BP blocker can go a long way to save you a lot of swings that you normally wouldn't get if your character was only 400 or 4,000. So that's a big deal. Trust me, it's a humongous deal. But he says, during your turn, if you have placed a card from your hand into your sideline with an ability on one of your event or Rengoku cards, he gains 500 BP in impact. This whole deck is revolving around trashing cards in your hand from your Rengoku and event cards. So that way, then you can give your Rengoku-ish cards effects. So like this one will go up to 5K in impact, which is so important and so good. And he facilitates that himself with his next effect, but we do have other cards in the deck that also do give this card effects to be able to do that, right? Because that's just during your turn whenever you do it. He gets that. He just say, when played, you may place any number of cards from your hand into your sideline. This can be 0. So if you placed 0, you get to pop a 3K. Because then he says, choose up to 1 character with 3,000 or less BP on your opponent's front line, and sideline it. So you can trash 0 to get a 3. And then from each card you trash, you add 500 to this BP range of the ability that you chose. So if you do need to get rid of a 4K and you haven't done anything else to change this card, you will have to trash 2 cards to then pop a 4K body, or you can trash 4 to pop a 6K body. This card is removal and its impact. This card is so amazing. This is exactly the payoff you wanted for Rengoku. He's going to come down, do the Flame Hashira stuff all over your opponent. Very, very powerful card. I can't wait to play with this guy. I'm so excited for it. All right, now we do have another Rengoku here that we're running in the deck. This is going to be the we're running 2 copies of this one. It has Nullify Impact, 4 energy, 4000 BP body. The only reason we're running 2 of this one because it's not a get trigger in life. It is an active trigger, which we do love to see, but I would rather be able to get this guy to my hand because he has such a powerful effect. Nullify Impact, already very important going into this meta. We know how aggro the format is at the moment. While he's on the front line, characters on your field other than this Rengoku cannot be targeted by snipe. So he protects all your other characters. Your opponent can't snipe through your other characters. They have to snipe Rengoku if they want to be able to snipe through a character. And then he just says when sideline, choose up to 1 character in your field other than Rengoku, and it gains 1000 BP, which is really, really strong. He keeps your Tengens safe, so that way then your opponent will have to swing in through him. You get the Nullify Impact, and then now this Tengen could potentially be a 5K body, which is very, very important, very strong. Now, we are still running 3 of the OG Rengoku SR. I love this card still. 5 energy, 2 action points, 4000 BP. It is a get trigger, so we only need to run 3. I don't think you need to run 4 of this card. You get to play him to active on your field, which we love to see all the double action point cards. Really big deal being able to do that. All the other cards from the old, IPs don't get to come in active, and I feel so bad because if you're paying 2 action points, the card needs to come out active, right? But when played, you may place 1 card from your hand to your sideline. If you do, choose a 1 character with 3000 less PP on your opponent's front line and sideline it. This character gains impact 1 until the end of the turn. So he will always get impact. You don't have to. So the wording on this card is also very specific. That is a period between everything. So he just gains impact the turn you play him, regardless of if you trash anything. But when you play him, you can choose to pop that 3000 or less by sidelining a card from your hand. On this one, you do have to do it. You may place 1 card from your hand to your sideline. If you do that, pop a 3K or less. So this one, you do have to trash the card to then pop a 3K. But say you play this guy down onto your front line active, right? You pop a 3K, you trash the card. Then you raid onto the Rengoku, not this Rengoku, but anyone on your back line with this one. Now, you've already placed a card from your hand into your sideline this turn, so he will gain his effect. If you don't then want to blow up a 4 or 5K, you could just blow up another 3K, and now you have 2 Rengokus that have killed 2 bodies on the board. They're both inactive, and they both will have impact. That is a humongous turn, and that is where this deck thrives the best. Being able to get both of these Rengokus down on 1 turn, pop a 3K, pop a 4K if you really need to, double impact, and those are going to be so much for your opponent to try to get through, and I can't wait to do that. Very, very powerful effects. That's obviously the deck living in its best world, but regardless, that is so insanely strong and powerful. It just really is. Really, really good. Love these cards. So the Flame Hashira coming down and putting in work. Now, we are running 4 of the 2 energy new Rengoku. This is your new color trigger for the deck, which is much needed. 3000 BP, 1 energy generator. So he can be an aggro character that you can play down early. He is also a great blocker at that 3000 BP range. And he says activate main, place 1 card from your hand to your sideline once per turn. The next time you choose a character with an ability that specifies a BP range this turn, add 1000 to the specified BP range. This is so good. You trash a card from your hand and then play down this Rengoku. Well, now you get to pop a 4K. If you have a this one coming up into your hand to raid onto, you can play this guy because this is just a blanket effect, right? You can play him down. On the turn you play him, you could trash a card from your hand and then raid into this Rengoku, and now you immediately get to pop a 4K. This Rengoku right here is the most important card in the deck because it lets you be able to pop bodies without trashing cards, but if you really don't have him, the deck still facilitates a way to be able to do it without him. But very, very important card. You definitely want to see this guy early. Now, we do run his mother in the deck. This is Rengoku, 2 energy, 1 action point, 1000 BP, 1 energy generator. She doesn't have a trigger, so it feels bad. I'm only running her at a 2 because her value is there. When this card is placed from your hand into your sideline with the ability on one of your events or Rengoku cards, you get to draw a card. So whenever you use your trash effects, if you trash the mother, you will then get to draw another card, so you're not going down on hand advantage. I feel like I would fit 4 of this card in here if I could, but it doesn't have a trigger. We're already running a couple cards that don't have triggers. And you really don't mind trashing your hand if your hand is getting rid of bodies on the board. It's like you're trading your hand for bodies on board, which is a way better trade in the game. Cards in hand is not as important as cards on board, because those cards on board can either save your life or get you a life. So that's the trade-off you're making in this. You're trading cards to pop bodies on the board, which is going to be more beneficial for you. 2 of the when active Nezuko, we do need to have more double energy generators in the deck because we only have 2 of the Inoko and 2 of this Nezuko here, so we don't have a lot of double energy generators, and these are the only 2 that we have to do it. Considering we're running a 6-drop raid, I may need to go up on this card because we do only run 2, 4, 6 double energy generators in the deck, but I feel like just needing 2 of them down is enough. You're going to have this get Rengoku in your hand. You're going to trash a lot of these copies early because you're not going to be at the 6 energy and then get value from your other Rengokus earlier in the game. And you're really only going to go into this Rengoku late in the game anyways. So I think being a little lower on our energy count, because you can still just win the game with the Tengen and these other Rengokus alone, whereas this Rengoku is definitely your finisher and what you want to get to in the game, but you only need 1 or 2 of the double energy generators, and hopefully with all the drawing and trashing that you're going to be doing in the deck, you will be able to find them. So just 2 of the Nezuko. Sucks that she doesn't have a trigger, but it is what it is. But we are running 4 of this new Rengoku 2, and this card is so good also. 1 energy, 1 action point, 1500 BP, 1 energy generator, active trigger in life. Active is very, very great, so don't be afraid to block early, hoping that you can get some actives. You've seen how many we've gotten in the deck already, right? But he says, when played, choose one of the following, right? Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Reveal up to 1 character card with Rengoku in its card name among them to your hand, and from among them, add it to your hand. Place remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. If you added a card, you get a trash a card, right? But if you have 5 or more energy generation, this character gains energy generation plus 1. So this is also technically a double energy generator, which is what I was trying to get to before I talked about the double energies. So if you count him as your double energy generator, that takes your count up from 6 to 10, right? Because you're going to play him down when you have 5, and once he's played down, he sees himself getting played, and now he will be putting you up to the 6 energy, which is very, very important, and this is one of the most important cards that you definitely want to see this guy in your starting hand because you want to save him for your big play Rengoku here. Now we're running 2 of the double energy bounce Rengoku. I know a lot of people don't like these cards, but with the other Rengoku, I think that you get a lot of value from this card. So just 2 of the bounce one. Everyone knows these cards do. But what you really want to bounce is this Rengoku. So we're running 4 of these 0-drop Rengoku here, the new one that we got. It's a draw trigger in life, which is a little unfortunate. But he's 1500 BP 0 energy drop. So he says, when play, draw 1 and trash 1. Now this does trigger all your Rengoku effects that say if you trash a card this turn, which is really, really good. And you can then play this Rengoku to bounce that card back to your hand. And then now you keep having an outlet that lets you trash a card. You use this one to bounce this one. Now you can play the 0-drop again to draw 1, trash 1. If you don't have an outlet to trash a card to get your Rengoku's effects that are so very, very important. But that is every card in the deck. I am really excited to play this deck because 2 of my favorite characters, I am really, really excited to play with these guys. I think that the combo of the double attacker Tengen with these other 2, if you have an extender and you are able to play all 3 of these down on 1 turn, oh my god, is your opponent in for a world of hurt. You're popping 2 bodies and you're swinging for 4 checks alone just between the 4 of them because they're going to come in active. Oh my god, that is crazy. Just so strong. I can't wait to do it. I think that this is going to be the, newest, better, like, red deck that we have now in the game. I do think the trio got a lot of support. I am going to do a deck profile for them as well, but I can't wait to mess people up with Tengen and then use Rengoku to also clear their board so they can't block my double attacker. It's going to be a lot of fun, and this set is so beautiful, the card art, right? But I want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you guys think that this deck is going to be really, really good? I really do. I think it's going to be a problem, and all the Demonslayer decks do get a lot of support. And I think now, regardless of who your favorite character is, this new Volume 2 set makes it where you can play with any of these characters and have a good time. But leave comments down below of the decks that you're most excited to build from the set. Leave the video a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're almost getting to 500, and I could not be more excited. But I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today in this video. Peace.